If you just run through this whole PDF, you'll know how to do it. But that's where that's at. So basically, you'd have somebody that's going to download the server. Just click that link, download the server, and run it. After you run it, there's some things you have to know. Is when you start it, it started up here, Start Programs. After it's installed, it shows up under CASA. So Start Programs, CASA, then CASA Shared, and then it's called the CASA Network Lock Management Tool. The one gotcha here is you have to run it as administrator. Even if you're logged in as administrator, no matter what, you have to right-click that link and click Run as Administrator. You say yes, and it pops up this nice little box. Now, when you first plug it in, everything's grayed out. You have nothing there. It looks like it's dead. You click the little computer icon, and then you should get a green button here. You click that to start the service, and it takes a second, but then it shows you all the licenses you have. So I've got IronCAD 2015. I got a total of 10, and none are in use, and so they can monitor the usage of it as they run this thing. Now, the thing with this thing is that even if you close it here, I don't know if you can see my system tray, but down here in the bottom, you'll get a little icon, and it'll always run on the server. It runs as a service, so even if you reboot the server, it'll fire back up. If you want to reopen it, you just right-click that little link and click Show Window, and it pops back up. So you don't have to start it again through Start Programs. Another gotcha is you can't run this tool via remote desktop, which is a pretty severe limitation, unfortunately, because a lot of IT guys like to log into their server via remote desktop, and they want to fire this thing up. If they do fire it up on a remote desktop, as soon as they click this icon, it'll crash. So just keep that in mind. If somebody's saying, oh, my network license manager keeps crashing, ask them if they're accessing their server via remote desktop. Some other things you have to do with this is upgrade it. So when they're moving from 2014 to 2015, going back to this page will also give you the PKG file for their network license. So same process, you fill this out, you download it. You can also, on the portal, where's my portal? Back on the portal, I believe you can get the same thing here. If it's a network license, you can download it for them. So it's all available there. So once you download that PKG file, you come into this this tool, open it back up, and you stop the server. So you just click Stop. Now it's going to say all connected users will be affected. So if you hit OK here, it's probably going to disconnect anybody that's running IronCAD over a network license. And then sometimes it'll crash like that, which is lovely. We'll start that back up.
Hey, Kevin, one quick question on that. When you turn off the service, does it automatically kick people off on IronCAD, or does IronCAD check only every?
They'll run for a while, but what'll start happening is it'll probably pop up a message. I believe, if I remember correctly, it'll start popping up a message and annoy the person, and then if they try to restart IronCAD, of course, it'll fail. The good news is this process only takes a couple minutes, so usually a person can go in, get it done, and be in and out before anybody really gets interrupted. But if they're really worried about it and they don't want to risk losing their work, it's best to just have everybody close down IronCAD, update the server, then everybody starts IronCAD again. Okay. So after you stop the service, you select the little computer icon and you click the import button, and it's the same process. You just browse to the PKG file, open it, and it's done. Usually it will start the service then automatically, but if you have to, you just push the button again, and it runs through and starts the service back up, and then you'll have your new licenses. The other thing you might have to set, if they're a new user and they just installed IronCAD, they have to go into the C drive, go to, well, actually, you don't even need to do that anymore. It's easier now. We updated it. You go to Start Programs, IronCAD 2015, and click on Net License Configure. And you do this anywhere on the network where they're going to run IronCAD. So you click that button, and it pops up a little text file. And here, you actually have to put in the IP address. I can't put the name in. I was playing with that earlier. You have to put an IP address. So you do have to know the IP address of the license server. Wherever the license server is running, that's the IP address you use in this host address equals. Another thing you can turn on here is logging. Usually that's set at 0. I leave it on just for troubleshooting, but if you set it to 1, what it'll do is every time IronCAD starts, it'll keep a log of all the license activity. The nice thing about this is even though this is a configuration file for the network licensing, this logging will also log named user and standalone dongle usage. So if you are having trouble with people, like all of a sudden their license stopped working, you could have them turn on logging, have them run IronCAD again. It'll capture the log, and then you can send us the log. And the log file will show up in their temporary folder, which under Windows is C:users, your login name, app data local, and then come down to temp. And if I scroll down here, I've got a bunch of junk in my temp here. There should be a log here somewhere. There it is. This is the name of it. Rather cryptic, but we have it in there. It's called drawlib debug.log. You can open that up, and you can see mine's quite long because I keep it on. And none of this will probably make sense to anybody, but you can email that into us if they're having trouble with licensing. And then later you can come back, turn logging off, save the file and close it, and then logging will shut back off. So that's in a nutshell how network licensing works. Some of the other things to consider for license troubleshooting, what can happen is, for various reasons, maybe they change hardware. Say, for instance, they get a new hard drive, or they reinstall Windows or update Windows, well, not update Windows, but reinstall Windows and keep their apps installed or something. What can happen on a rare occasion is this lock ID might change. And if the lock ID changes, their named user license will stop working. If that's the case, typically what we have to do is have you, again, copy and paste this into an email to support, and we can reset the license for the new lock ID. That happens on occasions, but it is a little bit rare these days because over the years we've enhanced the way we generate this lock ID, so it's not as sensitive